Hi guys, thought I'd do a wee quick video on one of the exercises that sessions that both Rutherford and the Shed are doing. Over the last few weeks we've been doing quite a lot of dead bug work, or dead bug exercise. This one, okay, so we're getting you to come into this position, retract the shoulders forward, which should help engage the abs, and it should push the lower back into the ground, okay. So then we got you holding a kettlebell, okay, and trying it with a kettlebell. And then you could consider bringing the knees out. One of the main things you need to remember when you're doing this, the dead bug movement, is that as you bring the leg out, it should get harder to keep your lower back pressed into the floor, therefore it should get harder on your ab muscles, okay? So if you start to go through the motions of this movement, and you just go in and out, and you don't think about it, and you go too fast, what's almost definitely going to happen is that the ab muscles, unless you've got very, very sort of switched on ab muscles, the chances are they're going to switch off. And when they switch off, your ribs will start to, a wee gap up here at your lower back, and your ribs will start to stick out a wee bit. So, and you'll also automatically probably start to come back down towards the floor. So the objective is to create that nice abdominal crunch area here by pushing the shoulders forward. Okay, you should almost feel like it's shaking a wee bit. And then the progression was to bring the legs in and out. But just try and remember that the progression when it comes to ab work like this is only going to be effective if you can still make sure that the abdominal muscles are engaged. So for example, once you start adding in things like kettlebells, like whether it's here or here, then the risk is that other muscles take over, usually the neck muscles around the scalenes. So it's worth noting that when you start using, when we start actually trying with a kettlebell, that if when you do that, you actually feel it more in your neck, you're better off just going back to the regressed version, because the regressed version is going to be more beneficial to you in terms of working your abdominal muscles, okay? So just remember that is ultimately, we're wanting to make sure that whatever progression you do, this should always remain, the lower back should always be pressed down, the ab muscles should always be engaged here. So if you start doing like 2 kettlebells up here, for example, you might end up doing it like this, and there's a big flare out here, and there's a big gap here, and you might think, oh, this is great because I'm doing it with a kettlebell, so it must be harder. But it's not actually harder or more effective, it's actually less effective if you've not yet got the strength in your abdominals to maintain the tension through there. So just remember that progressions are only worth doing if you're managing to retain the quality of the movement. So anyway, if you did want to try this, the idea would be we're going to bring the shoulders forward, okay, to push the kettlebell upwards towards the ceiling. Right away you feel that in your abs. And then from there, you've either got from the bird dog, or the dead bug, sorry, which is very difficult. I find this extremely challenging, this exercise, in order to make sure that I'm still pushing the kettlebell upwards, that my neck muscles aren't kicking in, and that the lower back remains nice and engaged in the floor. So as you fatigue as well, it's also important to remember that as you fatigue through these movements, as the abs tire, then other muscles will also start to come into play. So that's why it's important that you're constantly sort of concentrating on the movement throughout it, so that even if you're getting it right to begin with, and a coach might say to you, yep, bang on, that's great, half a minute later another coach might come along and you're actually not doing it right anymore because fatigue's setting. And that can sometimes be something worth remembering, because I think you might get confused if someone tells you you're doing something right and then half a minute later someone else says you're not doing it right, and usually it's because 30 seconds later you fatigue more, okay? So just bear that in mind, and that's why it's important to try and constantly focus and concentrate on the movement throughout and be in touch with it yourself. Don't always rely on the coaches, because you won't always have one exactly there. So if you start to feel that other muscles are coming into play, it's better off to stop, take a rest, regress it, okay? Anyway, option that we're looking at here is to bring this up, okay? And then you can straighten the legs and then slowly start to bring them down. But as you bring them down, make sure, as I said, the lower back's still pressed into the floor, that these muscles aren't kicking in, okay, and that you feel it all on your abs, basically, okay. You should feel like this is shaking, basically a bit like a leaf, and right, you shake a wee bit like a leaf. So yeah, so that's just a wee idea of what an exercise you're going to be asked to do tonight, but equally you need to also remember that only progress it if you feel you're still getting the most out of the exercise, if that makes sense, okay. Anyway, thanks guys.